Good morning, folks. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on the tiny house and the rough-in process. We currently now have the plumbing complete, the electrical is complete, and the insulation is complete. I also finished the rest of the framing. I floored everything upstairs in the attic area, so that's all floored, so we'll be able to use that as some good storage space. We're going to be starting drywall tomorrow. So because the drywall is going to be starting tomorrow, I wanted to go ahead and get a good recording of everything pre-drywall, and then later in the video you'll actually see the drywall itself hung, and then over the course of the next several days they'll come in and get it all finished, and then once they're done with that, then I'll start the painting process. So we're moving right along through the build, and we're at the point now where it's going a little bit quicker, which is nice. The framing side of it, which you can see in some of the other videos that I put out, I did all that myself, so that took me a little bit longer to get done than I probably would have wanted. But when I'm working by myself, it's it is what it is. So I'm going to show you some things that I've done inside on the framing, and then, like I said, the plumbing and the electrical and the insulation, and give you sort of an idea of some of the tips as to what I learned in this process that may better help you if you decide to do the same thing. So here we are with fully insulated, plumbed, and electrical complete inside the tiny house. As you can see, the panels up, we've got the outlets, all that good stuff's in. The tub is in and holding water, so that's good. We did pass our rough-in inspection for the electrical and the plumbing. We also passed the inspection for the insulation, so we are good to go there. Normally your rough-in inspection includes your HVAC, but in this case we are doing mini splits. So since we are actually going to be doing mini splits, we did not have to have the HVAC rough-in because the mini splits will come after the drywall is hung. It's basically the last thing that they will be putting in. So with regards to the insulation itself, I did 6 inches all the way across the peak, and then I did 5 inches of insulation in all of the walls. Everything inside the building is open cell, so we did all open cell here, and then underneath the building we did closed cell. So here we are underneath the tiny house, and as you can see, it is sprayed and insulated as well. As mentioned, we did closed cell here. When you do closed cell, it doesn't have to be as thick, so this is 2 inches of closed cell on the bottom side of the tiny house. The reason we did closed cell instead of the open cell was because this is under the house and it is going to be open. Closed cell acts as a moisture barrier, and because it is a moisture barrier and it's going to be open, it's going to less opportunity for moisture to get in, sit, maybe possibly cause things to mold or decay over a period of time. So we went with the closed cell there. One thing I also did was closed cell is actually a little bit more expensive. Right above this pipe here, I don't know if you can quite see it, but we went in and it's significantly thicker here and all the way down, as you could probably see. I did that because I have pipes that are running through the floor joist, the 2x12s, all of the water pipes. So we sprayed it with open cell to get it nice and thick, completely cover those pipes, and then we came back with the closed cell and sprayed closed cell over the top of the open cell in order to seal it in. And that way, once again, all the pipes are completely sealed, and there's no chance of anything going to be freezing if it gets cold during the winter months. This whole area here, as you can see, is significantly thicker than this area. That's because the pipes run down this entire section of joists and go through the 2x12 there onto the other side here. So that is what we did for the underside, and then I will eventually come in here on all of this in order just in case to try to keep any potential for any critters or rodents. I'm gonna get some 1/2-inch wire mesh, smaller stuff than what you would use for like chicken wire, and I'm gonna take and staple all of that to here. I'm gonna run it flat all the way across. So the entire area all the way is all gonna be wire mesh to keep any critters or rodents out. It's actually really thick, the closed cell is, but just in case. I'm not sure I necessarily have to do it, but I'm gonna do it just in case, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. So something else to think about when you are framing. One thing I made sure to do is I had to think about the drywallers when they come to install the drywall. Anytime they're going to install the drywall, they have to have something to nail to. So I had to make sure in the corners that I had I had wood basically on both sides so they could nail to. If all I did was stop it at a stud here and this was open, then the drywallers wouldn't be able to nail to that. So I had to make sure to have additional sections of wood. So I put in extra 2x4s and 2x6s in certain spots so that they would have a place to nail all the drywall to. I also installed, as you can see here, I also installed the vents for the vent hood. I did a vent over here for the dryer. So this area is actually going to house the dryer and the hot water heater. So I did one for the dryer to come on the back side, and then inside the bathroom I also installed a vent myself for the exhaust fan for the bathroom. So got that done. So all that was done prior to the rough-in inspection because I had to have that as part of the rough-in. Couple other things that I had to make sure I wanted to get done in something that I wish we might have done a little bit differently in the barndominium, our main house, was our lighting. So in here I've got one light right smack in the middle, and that's actually going to be for the ceiling fan and the light. But then I also put 4 additional lights in the corners in order to be able to give an extra lighting. One thing that we found in the main house and at least the kids' bedrooms is we felt like it was a little bit darker. So I wanted to make sure we had plenty of light. So I corrected that mistake here, and I'm probably going to end up going into the main house and doing the same thing, adding additional lighting there so it's not quite as dark. This area here, what I decided to do is I'm going to put like a desk area here. I'm going to get some MDF and put a desk area here. That way we'll have like an area for computers. So whoever's staying can hook that up. There'll be Wi-Fi. So I got a Wi-Fi here. It's going to come directly in from the cable company, and we'll hook right to a router. And then the outlets that I would need to be able to power that, and then anything else that would be over here from a computer standpoint. And I also put a light directly above that area. So whoever's over here can flip that light on. It'll probably be on a dimmer. That way they can flip it on, and maybe it won't be quite as bright and bother somebody that might happen to be in the bed. So this way it's very well lit, and a lot of different options for whoever's going to be staying in it. As you notice, there's also, here I pointed out in this area, I went through, and since I was framing, and this might be something to note, I don't have to worry about finding studs now. So I took and put additional framing in the walls where I knew I was going to put TVs, where I knew I was going to need to put extra bracing for the desk area. And then in the closet area, I did the same thing. I know that I'm going to eventually put shelving or racking or something of some sort in here for the closet. So I went ahead and framed everything up top as well as everything down below with additional 2x6s all the way around. Like I said, and it's just less opportunity to have to try to find a stud, and it will make it nice and sturdy. Whatever gets hung on there, I'm not worried about it falling. I did the same thing over here. I did that for the TV over here. And then on this side, up top, You can see the one up top, that's actually going to be for a barn door. So we're going to do a barn door that slides all the way over at some point in time, and it will cover this area for the laundry and the hot water heater. So it's just additional framing to hold the rail for the barn door. So I tried to make sure that there was enough framing and it was solid enough to be able to hold whatever we decided to put on it whenever we decided to put it. And then on top of that, I went ahead and took all of the measurements of all of that extra framing from the floor and from the ceiling, so I knew exactly where it was, wrote all that down, so that when I do go to install, whether it's the TVs or whether it's, like I said, the barn door rail or the racking inside for the closet, I'll know exactly where that is, what height that is, and I won't have to worry about it later down the road. So as I mentioned, I floored the attic space. So I got all of that completely done. And here you go. That is now the floored attic space. I don't know how well you can see it. It looks a little bit dark in there. But we are going to put lights up here too. So I will have an outlet put up here, and then I'll run a couple like shop lights that plug into an outlet, and I'll bring them off to the sides to give us light upstairs in the attic area. I'll put a switch over here. That way we'll have what we need to be able to see when we go up there. But that's going to be all kinds of an additional storage space. Well, there you have it. This is the roughed in and insulated tiny house, and drywall is to come sometime in the next couple days. All right, so the drywall is officially done. Let's go take a look.
Smells good in here.
Wow. It is it looks like a house now. That is the washer and dryer area and the hot water heater. This will be the kitchen area. This will be the living room area. That is the attic space. This is the bathroom. And the bedroom. Closet on the right. There you go. Man, that drywall looks good. Smells fantastic. Like a new house.